welcome to the Psychic Coffee Shop. I'm Mason Knight, and with me tonight is the Hazelnut Queen, Sophia Light. How are you, honey?
I'm good, Asen. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. You know, it's been a really busy week for us at the Psychic Coffee Shop.
It has been.
You know, and it just keeps getting busier and busier. I'm telling you, it's going to be busy all season long.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a guest tonight, so we're going to switch up our format a little bit. I know you guys are used to Hot Topics, but we're not going to probably do that segment. If we do, it'll be at the end of the show. And we've got Courtney Amundson with Teachings of God with us. And let me bring her on the line.
Now, Courtney began her path as a seeker at a young age, progressing to the point that these teachings begin to flow out of her effortlessly with complete love and joy. Starting at the low age of 16. She was just like a baby to me. In the beginning, the wisdom was received from her own evolution and understanding, but after a short time, she was guided to share it with many people as possible through the Teachings of God, which is the book that we're going to talk about today. Since then, she has worked single-mindedly on getting these teachings out to the public, not only through her work of the book, but expanding into sharing her insights through publishing articles and speaking. Hi, Courtney.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, thank you for being here.
And your book is really awesome. I enjoyed reading it. We both have actually went through and read the book. It was very comfortable. Now, Courtney, you are only 20 years old, and you've already published a book with a lot of profound wisdom, a lot of teachings that took a look at it, some things that I hadn't even took a look at that way. Can you give us a painted picture of what your daily life looks like now?
Sure, yeah. You know, I think a lot of people would assume with the book that I've just published and the topics about in the book, I think they would assume that, you know, I have some sort of ultra spiritual life and you know, though that is part of my life is spiritual, and I engage myself in that direction a lot. I also love to do very human, very 20-year-old type of things, and so I'm a musician, and I'm a violinist, a classical violinist, and I've been studying that since I was 9 years old. And so that's been a big part of my life, as well as art. I love to paint. I love to draw. I love to just engage my creativity in every possible way. I'm kind of 100% right-brained, Aquarius. So I love all of that stuff, and so a lot of my, you know, day-to-day activities is spent alone. Just I love just sitting down with a good book and reading or listening to music or playing music, and I love to practice Qigong. I've been studying that since I was around 9 years old as well, and all of these things to me are just food for the soul, and I try to do all of those things just to help me to gain more connection in my life and to help me to be more in tune with my true self. And I don't do anything out of obligation anymore, and I think that's the biggest thing. So I have friendships and all of those things that are really in tune with where I am right now. So my day-to-day living is very ordinary, but also magical, magical and ordinary.
It looks like you're getting your healing certification as well as your craniosacral therapy certification.
Yeah, I've been, as I mentioned quickly, I've been studying Qigong, Spring Forest Qigong, for, since I was 9 years old, so a long time now. And that has been a huge, huge part of my life and spiritual awakening, and that's really what opened me up to meditation in the first place. I experienced some incredible things through meditation and through my experiences with Qigong. So I would love to be a Qigong healer, and I would love to make that a big part of my life as well, as it already is. But I love to heal people. I love to see that spark lit up within other people when they realize, the power within them. And through Qigong, it's so empowering, and it helps you to realize that you've always had that healing power. And I believe that everything is reversible. I believe that you're creating your body in every moment. And so healing is a big part of my life, too. And I just recently, within a couple of years, I really got into craniosacral, and it kind of clicked for me. Like, this could be another part of me that wants to be expressed. And so I just started studying that last year, and that's amazing too. It's like, I have different phases where I kind of get interested in one thing and another thing, but they always help me to find more of myself. So I'm always searching.
Because I think healing is part of that magic and part of our lives anyway. So I was really excited when I saw that what you was doing with your healing certification and your craniosacral therapy. I think that's absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing work, and I've barely even scratched the surface. But yes, I think that's going to be amazing too for me.
Right. Well, you were I'm going to put my terms because you don't say this in your thing. You were very much a child prodigy with spiritualism, as I was. So how was it different than your, because typical youth, they expect, go to school, go play football, and, not go study Qigong, meditate, and, go and sit and channel for an hour. So how is your youth different?
Yeah, it's a good question. I've always felt a little bit different in the sense that I felt like I was always perceiving more than other people my age and other kids. And this went back really, really young too. And I don't think I really, I didn't label myself as different. I never thought of myself as really different. I just noticed things that I would maybe react more sensitively to than other kids, and this kind of escalated as I grew older, and I started to notice that things affected me more than other kids, and I would get a lot more stressed out, and I would feel other people's emotions walking down the hallways, and I worked really hard and I studied really hard, but none of this really made sense to me in the end. I didn't really see the end destination. I didn't get why we were doing all of this work, because I didn't feel like it was for any purpose for me. And that hard work paid off in the end, and I have perspective on that now, but I think a big part of why I felt so alienated is I just couldn't relate to my friends. I couldn't relate to my teachers. I couldn't relate to a lot of things except for, mostly music. I just didn't understand why we were striving for certain things that maybe we didn't want in the end, but we kind of felt like we had to be there. And I think a lot of kids in my generation, and a lot of kids that were my friends at the time felt the same way, but they weren't expressing it the same way. And maybe they didn't have a support system around them that allowed them to express that energy in a way that it wanted to be. And I've been very fortunate to have a family that is so, amazing and has never put any boundaries or restrictions on me whatsoever. So I've always been able to follow my expression, follow my calling, and not feel any resistance around it, not feel any shame around it, or like I need to do something different out of obligation or not wanting to disappoint people. And I never had that. So that's been amazing. But I want to say, too, as far as, the youth in general, I feel that a lot of times your true voice gets muffled in all of this external chaos and all of these ideas and belief systems that are put on us. And it's hard sometimes, especially as a younger person, to be able to sift through those things. And it's important to find those in your tribe that help you to speak your truth and help you to learn how to hold your own and help you to find that spark within you that wants to be expressed. Mm-hmm. And I think that is what is going to really save us. I think that's going to be the key to, our true empowerment and inner peace. Because when we're on that path that we know is our soul's purpose, there's an ease and there's a grace and there's more happiness and fulfillment and I could go on a big rampage about this and I won't, but it's something that I'm passionate about because as I'm kind of
support system. Who was your major support system? 9 years old. I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't want a 9-year-old in my tarot classes or my psychic development. I do good with 18-year-olds. Sometimes I think that they need parents brought with them. Who was your support system?
Well, I had a lot. My parents, my family, for one. Mm-hmm. They've always been my biggest. I'm very, very close with my family, so that has been very good for me. But besides my family, I have a big inspiration in my life, Master Chunyi Lin, who is the founder of Spring Force Qigong. And he's right here in Minnesota. So that was kind of what I was talking about in the beginning with Qigong work and kind of how I had my spiritual awakening, if you will. And I learned how to conduct my own energy. I learned how to heal myself. I learned how to connect with my master or my God essence or divine. And I learned how to do that through really focusing my energy in a positive way and learning how to focus my mind and through beautiful meditations. And so he's been a very big inspiration to me in the sense that I have always felt that life is happening for me and not against me. I've always felt that my life is in my hands and it's not being planned for me. And there's a stillness to that. There is an easiness to that when you don't feel like you have to fight and you don't feel like, another guru is out there that has all of the answers. Because that puts us at a distance to our power. And it's so easy to get our power taken away from us if we're not careful. So it's really been my learning to be able to hold my own that way. And I don't mean that in a way that you have to fight for it. I mean it in the way that you have to recognize the power and the wisdom that's within you, and don't allow that knowledge to get away from you, and keep reminding yourself that you have those answers within you, and your body has such wisdom. And when you're able to tune into that and learn how to do that, then it's like unlocking the key, and you've got this golden toolbox within you that is just waiting for you to open it and start using them. And that's where, that wisdom of the ages comes out, and it surprises you at first because you didn't know it was there, but that's part of owning who you really are, seeing who you really are, awakening to who you really are.
Okay.
So,
well, your book.
It was. I've had many inspirations, but he's been a big one for me.
Oh, good. Now, your book. Sophia's going to take this because your book was really interesting. I like the third chapter, which was the manifestation chapter.
Mm-hmm. I like that chapter too. But the book opens with speaking about Earth experiences and nature of the physical being, and asking is essential to spiritual growth. So why is asking through free will so vital to one's spiritual development?
Mm-hmm. Well, as human beings, a very foundational piece to our existence is it's all built on free will. So we chose to be here. We chose to be in this physical body. We chose our soul's path. And so as we come here and we are in these physical bodies and three-dimensional perspectives, it's hard to understand that larger perspective, the perspective from source energy. It's hard to relate to that when we have a smaller perception as physical beings. And we are larger, but the whole thing with this is we have to ask for that information to be presented to us. We have to ask for that key to unlock that door to that wisdom. And so without free will, all of that information would just be downloaded to us automatically, and that's not the purpose of being a human. The purpose of being a human is to seek those things, and because it gives us soul growth, and it gives us a sense of accomplishment and just the amazing experience of forgetting and then remembering, and forgetting and then remembering. And it seems silly, but we delight in that. Our soul delights in that. And it can be frustrating, too, as humans. It can be frustrating, but once you realize that, once you realize it just comes down to free will, and if you ask, then you receive, and you start to get those little pieces that you are asking for, and the dots start to connect, and you start to realize, oh, I've always had this within me. It's always been there, and it was just waiting for me to ask for it to be presented. So the entire foundation of our being is based on free will, and it's up to us to knock on that door.
Right. When you were writing the book, do you feel like you were channeling the information, or do you feel like it was just being presented to you and you were copying it from source?
Well, I'm not sure what the difference would be, honestly. I think
one is it just flowing out of you? The other is it's being presented to you. Like flowing out of you would be like Esther Hicks. She just, Abraham just flows out of her. Whereas it being presented, meaning you go learn the lesson. You learn how to manifest it, and you come back and tell people how to do it.
Mhm. I think it's both. I think they both happen spontaneously together. That's been my experience. It's never been two separate things. It's been a combination of both at the same time. But and I've said this a few other times recently, speaking with other people about the word channeling. I use it to explain the essence of it, but I've also been very, very conscious of how that word could turn some people off and maybe cause some misconceptions about what it really is. And to me, it's connecting with my true, authentic nature, and it's connecting with home. It's connecting with, that source energy which we all came from, and it couldn't be further from, the truth. It's the truth. It's hard to even put into words the experience that it truly is. But I would say the word channeling sometimes can bring about some fear in people, and
when it's not that, it's just you being open to what's ready to flow through you into your purpose, and allowing you to express whatever source wants you to do, or going, well, I really need to tell them how to do this. So source, how do I tell them how to do this? So I agree with you. It is both. It is, it is not just hollowing yourself out and just going, okay, source, just fill me up, and you take over the keyboard. So I would agree with you that channeling, it's a term that turned into the mid-'90s. It's really just opening yourself up to messages, and that is really a good talent.
And it comes from your higher self. You're part of that source too, and I think that's one of the misconceptions, is that you're surrendering and letting some foreign energy come into your body, and that's not really what it is. In my perspective, it's really allowing your full self to be expressed, and that does have wisdom. And people might say, well, you're just a human. How could you have that wisdom? But we're not just human, and that's the point, is that we're so much bigger. And so, for me, it is similar to maybe the work of Esther Hicks, or, the work of Lee Carroll, or, other people that have kind of paved the way with this work, Jane Roberts. But I think it's different for me. I think it's become more universal. I think it's become less New Agey, less metaphysical, and more like a guidebook for everyone, a guidebook for humans. It's hey, everybody's here on Earth right now. We're all confused. We're all trying to figure this out. How can we live a more happy life? How can we live a more connected life? And so it can be used as a guidebook like that, regardless of religion, regardless of belief systems. It's about having an open heart and having an open mind and wanting to learn.
Yeah, it's more of a technical manual, because I like how you did not start switching into pronouns in your book. God was God, source was source. It wasn't his source, she's source, they sources. It was just source.
Mm-hmm.
You
that's
didn't
how
put
it
this.
True. That was all direct messages there in that book.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, it's very hard for people to do, but what is the best direct way that you can help people that are lost or feeling lost in this lifetime?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think the biggest thing for me, as I've felt lost in different times in my life, any time that I feel like I've hit a brick wall in some way or another, I really challenge myself to go deeper and to say to myself, okay, you feel like you've hit a brick wall, you feel like there's nowhere to go, what are you not wanting to look at? What's causing that illusion that you're done, that you're stumped? And usually it's because I don't want to look at something and I'm trying to hold on for dear life for something. And when I've let down my own beliefs, my own illusions, my own ideas and plans, then what can happen is Spirit guides me. And it takes a lot of surrendering to be able to say, okay, I've got a lot of plans for myself. Maybe I'm holding my standards too high. Maybe I'm reaching for something that I don't really want, and I think I want it. I mean, there's so many things we put ourselves through unconsciously, and when we're not following our soul's purpose. And when we let go of all of that and listen, then the wisdom comes through, the guidance comes through. But the biggest thing, if you're feeling lost, is you have to be willing to surrender, let go, and listen. Because so often we say to God, or we say, we would pray or meditate and say, please help me with this. Please guide me with this. I'm feeling this, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling this. Please help me. And it's coming from a place of smallness, and I almost picture like a small child just curled up, like, feeling victimized and feeling small. And that is the way that so many of us will pray or meditate. And I feel that, true meditation is being able to listen, not just talk, but listen after you have asked. And that's true communication. And so that's where I've gotten my guidance from. That's what's led me to my own empowerment, is being able to accept, okay, I don't know the answer right now, and I do have the capability and wisdom to gain knowledge on this. And it's not out of my reach, and I'm making myself feel victimized. I'm making myself feel small, and this isn't who I really am. You have to kind of remind yourself who you really are, and you have to boost yourself up, because we play victim so often, and we play small so often, and we're so much larger. And when we step into those shoes, then a whole world opens, and we're able to accept that back to us. We're able to accept, that wisdom. But when we're holding ourselves separate from our creative source, then of course we're going to feel lost, and we're going to feel directionless, and we're going to feel like we're alone in this big world. And it's not true. I mean, it's where we hold our attention. It's where we hold our I guess that is the right word. It's where we hold our attention. And if we choose to see ourselves as separate from God or from source energy, then it's going to be very difficult to listen to any guidance that may come your way. And it's always coming. It's just a matter of whether we're listening, whether we're seeing those signposts along the way. Mm-hmm. So, a good analogy would be between somebody that is a conscious co-creator or maybe an unconscious one is, say you're driving to work and you get a flat tire. The unconscious one will get very angry and very impatient and frustrated, and have a whole bad day ahead of them. And a more conscious one that's maybe more in tune will likely stop themselves before they get angry and think about it and calm themselves down and think, well, maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Maybe I would have gotten in an accident if I wasn't delayed in this way. And when you open yourself up like that, then you're able to listen for that divine guidance, and then maybe you realize that it was all for a purpose, and it was all for you. You were being supported the entire time, and you just didn't know it.
All right. Well, Courtney, two last questions for you. The first one is what's your next chapter? After you've got the book out and it's everywhere, what are you going to be doing next? Maybe.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to travel. I'd love to connect with people around the world and help to kind of implement these things that I'm very passionate about. And I want, especially those of my age and in my generation, I want to help those people especially because, and when I say help, I mean guide, because I see so many people, so many friends, so many people my age that are so lost, and you can see it in their eyes, and I want them to feel, the comfort of knowing that they have everything within them to get themselves in a place that they deserve and they want to be, and life is not as scary as it looks, and there's so much divinity in our existence, and I want to help people to realize that. So, that's really my passion. But my work is for all ages and everyone. So I would love to do that. I would love to be a part of people's lives and not a distant figure.
Well, our channel has a review on your book. You also have a YouTube channel up. And your book is part of the Psychic Coffee Shop's book club. But where can our listeners get your books? Where is the easiest route for them to get those?
Sure. Well, you can go to my website, which is teachingsfromgod.com, and there you can find the link to Amazon, which is where you can get my book. And I have a paperback and an ebook version of that. So it's for, whatever you really desire, whatever your preference is. But I also have, on my website, I have a lot of other cool things. I have a blog. I've got, as you said, I've got a YouTube channel and a bunch of social media sites I'm on. And I've done some articles with Guy MTV, and so it's fun, and you can connect with me there. I really take the time to connect with people, and I don't let any of that go unnoticed. So I encourage people to find me on there on Facebook and Twitter, and so yeah. teachingsfromgod.com is my website.
teachingsfromgod.com. Right. And, go out and get a copy. It's not like a $50 book. I think it's like, $19.99 now? Is that
Yep.
your... Yep. And you can get a lot of stuff from her website. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. I really book, and it has shedded some light, and I really would like people that feel lost to read this book. It's very easy reading, meaning that it's very easy to understand. It's not filled with words that you can't understand.
Or marketing terms. There wasn't a lot of marketing. The New Age is full of marketing terms. So I really liked it. It wasn't filled with those either, hon. Thank you so much for joining us. Come back when you launch your next project. We'll be here waiting for you, and have a great evening, dear.
Thank you, Courtney.
So much.
Okay, guys, we're going to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to be starting to take calls. And we're also going to do some hot topics in between times. So, chitter-chatting a little bit. Night, Courtney.
Night, Courtney.
www.themagichappens.com, your free online magazine.
Are you at a crossroads in your life? Or are you feeling stuck and not sure where to turn? We can help. Visit our website at psychic.biz from your computer, smartphone, or tablet, where you can get accurate readings and insight by speaking with any one of our tested advisors. We offer live chat, video sessions, one-on-one phone calls, and even email readings. We have several gifted psychics, tarot readers, astrologers, and other healers from around the world who are available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your initial chat is always free, and our psychics do offer special prices and low per-minute rates. Visit us today at psychic.biz and get the guidance you need today for your tomorrow.
You're listening to the Magic Happens Radio Network, sponsored by the Magic Happens magazine. You'll find us at www.themagichappens.com.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Do you have burning questions you need answered? We all do. Visit our website at psychic.biz, where you can find accurate psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers from around the world who are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can have your questions answered anonymously and right from your computer, tablet, or smartphone. The introductory chat is always free, and we offer low per-minute rates and special promotions. Our online psychics offer helpful, practical guidance into what matters most to you. Visit us today at psychic.biz.
And you'll find us at www.themagichappens.com, your free online magazine.
Nice having Courtney on.
It was, and she has so much wisdom for being a 20-year-old. I mean, it just flows through her. Yeah. The way that she talks, and you can just tell with the interview of how wise and then how she's just so. I've never seen a 20-year-old like that. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, honey. Even I can't even say that I was like that as a 20-year-old. I was a little bit different, a little bit more hard-edged, but I really like it. I love that she's a musician. I think she'll go far.
I think she will too.
Looking back 20 years, she's got a lot of expansion compared to what we've done, and nowadays it's so much easier. Well, did you hear about another young person buying Google?
Oh, yeah. Like, they bought it and had it for like a minute, right?
Yeah, a minute and a half. Apparently, Google hasn't been renewing their domain in time, so he was able to buy it. And he made a handsome little donation off of it of $12 million.
Yeah, because Google rewarded him, right?
Google rewarded him to get their domain back.
Oh, my.
He had found the IPS too, because every domain, like our psychic the psychiccoffeeshop.info, has a numerical code for it. And he was able to buy the numerical code as the domain. So for like 3 minutes there, he owned Google.
That's so terrific. I love that.
Yeah.
But what did he do with the money when they rewarded him? They rewarded him a good bit of money, didn't they?
They rewarded him originally $6 million.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, for finding it and letting them have their domain back. And then that once they found out that he donated it to charity, they turned around and gave him another $6 million to give to that charity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was a really cool news story feed.
I kind of like that story, because usually when you get on the news, it's just bad stuff, and
that, and it's either that or it's just aggravating, especially this time of the years. You can't even get the news because it's filled with commercials. But that's just how life is at times.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Let's see what else made our news feed this week. Of course, we had that special earlier this on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm getting more and more letters of that occurring, so it's just insane.
Well, it's bad when they use a certain community to get their revenue going, to get their profit going, and then say we don't want you anymore because you're not up to our standards, or you're not mainstream, or whatever else excuse they're going to come up with.
Right.
It's right down to discrimination, if you ask me.
It's been discrimination. I mean, it'll still be discrimination. And, we're working on the newsletter this month will be empowerment. Everybody's doing articles and different types of empowerment of yourself and stuff. I can't wait to see that and a new column for you of, a note from your desk. That'll be interesting. Where you just get to talk about things. And, I'm going to try to do this as best as I possibly can, because I have a level of professionalism that I'm trying to uphold here. But did you see that message from two of our competitive sites?
Yes, I did.
I'm not too happy about it.
I'm not either. And I don't feel that our clients will be real happy with it either.
I know. That's why, I'm dropping down. You're at 99 cents. I'm at $1.25, and I'm going to stay there all year.
Yeah, I want to stay at 99 cents all year.
Because it's just ridiculous. The two biggest industry sites have now twisted the psychic's arms to go up. I'm now twice what I was a year ago in price.
I'm probably tripled.
Yeah, you're probably tripled.
At least one company.
Yes, that one company is the company I'm talking about. And now they came back and said, oh, that's not good enough. We're going to raise your fees. And you're expected to raise your fees to your clients.
Right.
For the same service. It just pisses me off.
And they're already taking over half.
They're taking way over half once you count in their other little nickel, dimes, and quarter bull crap for the same thing.
Yeah. It's for some people it's a money racket. For other people it's us reaching out trying to help people, and then you've got people on the other side that's just kind of taking advantage of both sides of the situation,
Right. And luckily Psychic.biz has always been our home. Has been our new home. They back our radio shows. If we let them say, we're going on sale for 99 cents until further notice, they'll go, great, we'll put out a press release. We'll make you a special graphic for your thing.
Yeah.
We'll tweet you. They're there to support us.
And they do a very good job of it.
They do. I mean, they've got video chat, they've got text chat, we're mobile. I emailed her one day and says, I've got a kooky idea. I'd like to start a newsletter. And she emailed back and said, great, go do it.
She's great. What she has is absolutely awesome. She really is devoted to her, not only her psychics, but also the members of that, of Psychic.biz.
Yes.
So she's always giving
specials.
Specials, yes, absolutely.
She gave us a special coupon code of coffee for any of our listeners. She automatically says, you know what? We're a new network. We're going to give you $5 to spend on any of our psychics. You choose who you want. They're there. The one's on. If they're not on, hit arrange, and they'll be able to arrange a call. She's very homely. She's very friendly. She's very much, come enjoy our site. And our site's got everything on it.
Yeah, but she's also a psychic.
Yes, she is.
And she also, and I think that's the difference. I think that she understands what we're trying to do and how we're trying to help. And I'm not sure if the other companies are psychics or if they are not. I'm not sure.
One person used to run a internet business that was their job was to sell marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what that CEO of that company is known for. Used to sell marketing. Okay, and to build businesses. And the other one is a conglomeration of companies that is publicly stock owned, and they don't care. They just want money.
And that's just not productive to what we're trying to do either.
No, it isn't.
So,
so that ain't our mission. That's never been my mission.
It's never been my mission.
So psychic.biz, if our listeners that have been our clients, you will probably be getting emails and notices of price increases again after you've gotten them literally monthly. Please understand that that is not coming from us. That is coming from those owners. Come over to psychic.biz to where we get treated right, we get taken care of, they get taken care of, and you get the same reading that you would get anywhere else. Right. Betty Davis said, I'm the same actress, whether I'm making $650 a week or whether I'm making $26,000 a week. I'm the same actress. That's the same thing with me. I don't care what my price is. When I started out in this business, I made 3 cents a minute. 3 cents a minute. And for those that don't know, psychics are paid by the minute of talk. We used to be paid by a minute of talk. Now we're paid by a minute of talk time. The difference is they would pay you for the time on the call. It's the same way, but it's a different way of using things and saying things. So you gotta kind of relax, understand that 3 cents a minute was a very low price. There's still sites out there now that you're paying $14 and $15 a minute to a psychic, and they're making 27 cents a minute.
Right.
So at least they haven't gone that direction yet.
Right.
But come to psychic.biz, come get treated like good clients, get good customer service.
And good psychics.
And good psychics.
They've been tested and true.
They have. They've gone through triple testing. They've been tested for, more than just, can you answer a phone properly? Can you do the tarot properly? They were tested for accuracy. And as far as I know, psychic.biz is the only site that tests for accuracy before hiring. It is a process to get on there with them. Others say that they do this or they do that. No, they don't.
Just tell like it is, Asen.
No, they don't. I know the businesses. I know the owners of the companies. I've worked with all of them back in the 80s. They ain't changed their behaviors yet.
And chances are they may not. They may never change.
Nope, they're never going to change. But check out our newsletter. If you miss a show, we're on SoundCloud, and they just launched their new streaming thing, so you can get us on their iPhone, on your phone. You can get us on YouTube. We're all over YouTube. We're on replay here. If you've missed episodes, you can go back and catch us on either of those places, normally within the day. And we're on Magic Happens on Sundays at 5 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 9 at night. And on Tuesdays at 5 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 9 at night. And they're now right on schedule with us. Before there was a 2-week delay. Now there's no longer a 2-week delay.
Oh, really? That's absolutely awesome.
So this show, Magic Happening listeners, thank you for listening to us. Come over and let us know you're listening to us by, checking out the Psychic Coffee Shop, sending us a little comment that you heard us from there. And we'd like to reward you somehow. We'll probably send you an invite to come and visit us at psychic.biz. And, give you some special. You can always use coupon code COFFEE. It's not a one-time code. Anytime that you load your account, you can use that. Let's check in with Kathy. She's kind of become part of the show here lately.
She has, and I just love her. I love her energy.
I'd love to hear what she's been up to and what her response is as a client.
Hi.
I have to say,
mention network
honest,
time.
I love Huh?
We can't mention networks if you're going to comment about the price raisings.
No. What I'm going to say is I won't say the site, but I've totally left one of the sites you were on. I only use psychicbiz.com now. And the reason, it's so honest, it's so trustworthy, it's so respectful, and so genuinely perfect. Because I had a problem with, when they first kind of started up, being able to get in touch with one of you two, correct?
Mm-hmm.
They refunded me $25. And another time, they refunded me how much of my minute I didn't get to use. Thank you to you, Asen. And I would have never complained. And you want to know why? Because the integrity and the honesty of the psychics on psychicbiz.com is amazing. I will never go to those other sites again. When you were kicked off one of those sites for a little bit, Asen, I had to make my fingers do the chasing to find you. And when I did, it was such a relief. It was like all my stress left me because I could get in touch with you, who I trusted. You'd never been wrong on anything you told me. And I needed you. In Superior, you're the same way. I need you. You two are so incredibly, it's like having a big light shined on you. It brightens your day. Your guys' laugh when you're laughing can just make all, I get depressed, you know that. I've gone back to your coffee shop previous episodes on YouTube, and I got in a good mood just listening to you guys talk to each other and laugh. It's so bright. It's so beautiful. So psychicbiz.com, don't mess up. Go to them. You will never, ever regret it. You may not hear what you want to hear because you're going to get total honesty. Just know it is honest.
It's going to hurt their pocketbooks more.
Yeah.
We never went into this business to make a profit. We went into this business to help people. And, yeah, it's nice we keep the power bills and the phone bills paid.
Mm-hmm.
I've never looked at myself as, I'm going to go make $3 billion and charge $350 an hour, and, that's what I'm going to go do. That's not why I've ever been in this business. None of my students that I currently refer out and bring with me to places have anything to do about that.
Mm-mm.
But, you spoke about me being fired from a site. The reason I was fired is I said, no, we are not. I am not going to raise my price that far.
Mm-hmm. As did I.
Plus, they would not allow you to treat your clients as wonderful as you guys did. They wanted to end so much that I found you. And if you really want to know, Asen is I call her Miss Light, okay? Because I never say her first name right. The thing about them, Saphira, no matter what, they will be there for you. When I found Asen again, honestly, this man doesn't care about the money. I was totally broke, and he gave me so much time for free because he's also my life coach, and he is, always will be. When one of us dies, if he dies before me, I'm screwed. Unless Saphira is still alive.
When I die, that means I don't need a phone. I just get to come around and smack him back in the head and go, what?
What are you doing?
Miss Paisley, my granddaughter. Miss Paisley, my granddaughter, as Asen knows, she's very gifted, very, very gifted. She knows whenever Asen was around. And let me tell you something. She never knew his name. And she said, Asen? So, and I asked Asen, I said, do you kind of flit in and out? And he said, I do. I said, because Paisley knows you.
Yeah,
and she does.
This week either.
You are so much trouble. You didn't give her candy this week. You didn't give her candy this week?
Oh, boy.
Boy, you're
I'm in trouble, huh? I do have to ask real quick, Miss Light. Did you download that thing I told you to download?
I did. I've got it. Thank you very much.
Okay. These two are so wonderful. Please call Psychic Biz. Now, as on other fronts, we got, where I am in Minnesota, we got 10.2 inches of snow. Ason's laughing his butt off, and so is Miss Light, because they got slammed last week. But the storm they got slammed with last week had already hit us. It's so crisp, it's so beautiful. Peanut cannot jump over the snowbank to go to the bathroom.
It's bigger than he is. Hopefully you're not putting him in it.
See, I would put him in it.
I did put him in it. He fell through. Only his nose stuck out. I felt so bad. I just grabbed him up. I put pads down for him, and he went to use the pads. Oh, my God. You guys would have laughed your butts off. And, oh, God, thank you guys so much. Now, are we going to have some more hot topics? Tell me a hot topic so I can say something. Come on.
Well, not tonight, honey, because we're almost done. But next week we'll have some hot topics for you. And next week we're going to have, who is our lovely guest next week? We're having another author on. Oh, next week we are having Living Hope, Steps to Leaving Suffering Behind by Lynn Cockrum Murphy. She is a doctor in ED, so she's going to be on. And Miss Light will be doing her Florence Nightingale local hospital, and Rainey is still on tour. So we are going to have a guest host. Rose Knight is coming on. I am pulling the husband card out of his back office and bringing him. And you guys will love him. He's my husband, but he's also been trained by me. So call in and get a different perspective from him. He's also on psychic.biz. So that's what we'll have for you next week, guys. So thanks, Kathy, for calling in.
Thanks, baby girl.
We'll talk at you later.
You know I'm always going to be here. Everybody have a great night. Don't forget psychicbiz.com. Love you guys.
Hey.
Well, good night, Sophia.
Good night, Ethan.
Good night,
everybody.
Are you at a crossroads in your life? Or are you feeling stuck and not sure where to turn? We can help. Visit our website at psychic.biz from your computer, smartphone, or tablet, where you can get accurate readings and insight by speaking with any one of our tested advisors. We offer live chat, video sessions, one-on-one phone calls, and even email readings. We have several gifted psychics, tarot readers, astrologers, and other healers from around the world who are available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your initial chat is always free, and our psychics do offer special prices and low per-minute rates. Visit us today at psychic.biz and get the guidance you need today for your tomorrow.
You're listening to the Magic Happens Radio Network, sponsored by the Magic Happens magazine. You'll find us at www.themagichappens.com.